Hello and welcome to the stream this evening. We have a little bit of a matchup tonight. It's going to be round number 2 of the ReGen Hearthstone Cup number 1. It's going to be Shw and H2O. They both won in their first matchup. Shw knocking out Oltanian, sending him to the lower bracket, and H2O playing against yours truly, sending me to that lower bracket matchup up against Oltanian, which will probably take place sometime later this week. We did get word of what our bans will be. It's Shw's Paladin banned out, and it's going to be H2O's Hunter banned out. I'm loading into our first game. Looks like it's going to be Warlock versus Druid. Make sure I can see both sides. And then I'll get us in here. Well, let's go ahead and get you in now. See if I can get an eye on H2O's cards for you as well. Are you sure you want to stop spectating? I don't really want to stop, but what's going on here? We're trying to get back in. Hold on just a sec. I'll load back into H2O. Put him on the bottom. Okay, there's H2O on the bottom. Now let's see if we can spectate into Shw as well. Is that going to work? There it is. All right, we have access to Shw. He's holding onto a Voidwalker, Harvest Golem. He's got the Coin, Dire Wolf, and the Solarium. Looks like we missed a Mechanaru and the Joey bot getting killed off there on turn number 3 for H2O. Now we're back in the action. Shw's going to be holding on to this upgradable frame bot. What a great mech to have when you want to stick some stuff to it. He's thinking about the Dire Wolf, but instead now going to life tap. 1 mana remaining. Doesn't get a draw, but has his Voidwalker, and will use it, setting up a bit more of a taunt, keeping that mech sturdier for the next turn. Witching Hour picked up there by H2O. Let's look at his hand right now, because he's got a lot of big spells with the Starfire and the Starfall. He also picked up this Witching Hour, which I'm assuming he wants to try to pull out one of these taunts later on. This thing's already been increased up to 24 health due to the Predatory Instincts that he played there on turn 4. That was a Direwolf play by Shw, going to send 4 damage into the face of H2O, but here comes the first of these Witchwood Grizzlies, 17 health. His Voidwalker would die, his Direwolf would die, but the upgradable Framebot would survive here. Has War Gear to get this up to 7 attack, 10 health. He's going to launch it in. Even going to send the Direwolf, it looks like. He's thinking about this. He goes for it. Had option for Coin and a Flame Imp. Wanted to keep it in hand. Also has his Faithful Lumi as well at 1 mana. Here we go back on over to H2O. Has this Starfire, but it's not enough yet to clear this board. He could use a Moonfire, but he's just gonna go ahead and use his taunt, kill that off. Remember, he does have Witching Hour to bring back one of those taunts on the next turn. So back on over to Shw. He's got this Flame Imp. Start reloading, and Bronze Gatekeeper as well. There's a life tap. Still holding on to the Solarium as well, which is a really quick refill if he wants to start blasting down a bunch of minions at once. But can play it a bit slower now. Maybe wait for more mana later on. Also, flashing, he's got the Coin there to make that play even better. Looks like Witching Hour, and I think this is the play. I mentioned it probably would be. Also, Dream Petal Florist in hand, but I don't know if the combo pieces he wants are already in his hand. Looks like, yeah, just Witching Hour. Going to bring back that Witchwood Grizzly at 12 health. Also has the Wrath. Can clear off a Flame Imp. Just leaving this Bronze Gatekeeper standing for Shw. Here even come 2 Dryads to help with some lifesteal. Back on over to Shw, and he picks up another Faithful Lumi. Now 2 of those in hand. Gonna War Gear first. Setting that to 6 damage. Needs to get twice as high. So he's going to use these Faithful Lumis, rounding out his mana curve. It's going to be at 8-12. sending it down to 9 health, but the Witchwood Grizzly all the way down to 4. Big damage, big minion there for Shw33. Back on over to H2O. He grabs a Ferocious Howl. He's got currently 7 cards in hand. After he uses it would count as 6. So he'd grab the 6 armor. Instead, has the Starfire and another clear on another one of these big taunts. Gonna have to use one of these life steals. The other one can hit a Faithful Lumi, get a little healing. Has a hero power for the full clear. And I think this is the turn the Solarium is going to have to be used by Shw33. He has a couple of these mechs that he can upgrade. Also going to grab Snip Snap. The new card just came out today. But Shw33 wants the Solarium first. He gets a Flame Imp. He gets a Soulfire. And he gets a Galvanizer. Galvanizer is going to be great here. Going to help reduce the cost of all this, including Snip Snap. Now, Echo at 2 mana. I don't know. I think the Echo comes back at 3. Upgradable Framebot as well. And this is going to be a big board with now a big 2/10 taunt for Shw33. Not a lot of removal in hand. We do see a Starfall, which likely would be used just to kill off the Flame Imp and the Galvanizer. Shw33 thinking if he wants to find a way to use this Soulfire, but he doesn't want to risk discarding the Snip Snap, so he goes ahead and just discards it at the end of his turn. That was one of the pickups from Solarium that had to be used on that turn or else it expires. Here's the second of the 2 Witchwood Grizzlies played by H2O. Remember that other one came back with his Witching Hour. And it's going to be back to Shw33. The Starfall not being used that turn leaves a bit of damage that can come out from the Flame Imp and the Galvanizer. 4 damage there, plus the 2 from this upgradable Framebot. It's a total of 6. Still needs 3 more, but look, Snip Snap available. And yeah, it's going to cost 3 on the second cast, but he's going to be able to get 3 of these off right now. And huge Death Rattle implications now as well. If you're going to use the coin, filling up the board, might regret that in a bit. We'll see what happens with the Starfall next, but I would imagine it's Starfall. It's going to get some good value, killing the Galvanizer, killing off the Harvest Golem, but it won't be able to kill off all the mechs that are going to spawn behind, so Shw33's really set up with having something on board this next turn, although there is a double Starfall option. Instead, Geppetto, Joy Buzz going to be played. There's Malygos. You already see the Moonfire in hand, and these are going to cost 1 mana. Disgusting. Oh, and he gets the Gloop Sprayer, so he can summon a copy of Malygos. Is this lethal? Starfall can only hit minions. Leroy Jenkins, that's a lot of damage. 9, 12, 14, 20 damage is not enough for Shw33 yet. He's going to kill off this Geppetto. But he's going to find out in just a split second what's about to happen from H2O, holding on to a Malygos here. Even going to get a swipe. Oh, this is dirty. He can play the Starfall and the swipe now, get a full board clear. Oh, this is just horrible for Shw33, but fantastic if you're H2O. Double Malygos on board. It's going to do 14 damage for the swipe and the Moonfire. See you later. Game number 1 going to be handed over in comeback fashion to H2O. Now, picking up a win with his Druid, only has to win with Shaman and Warrior to close out the set. How's everyone doing today? Thank you for hanging out. Flipping back over to the webcam scene. It's kind of dark and mysterious here. Nothing crazy going on in the background. I got some flames here, or excuse me, lightning here. I love it. It's fantastic. Shout out to Sky Arch for making the overlay there that I have on my caster bench. And looks like we're ready to go into game number 2. Once again, it's Shw33 versus H2O. Shw33 up on the top with 0 wins in this matchup. Ooh, we see Snip Snap in the deck of H2O, who currently leads 1-0. He's going to keep the Snip Snap. Also holding on to an Eternium Rover. Good play on turn 1. Omega Devastator are going to have to really be held on until the end of the game to get value off that battle cry. And sure enough, Eternium Rover played there by Shw33. Looks like Murlocs for... Or excuse me, this was played by H2O. Looks like Murlocs for Shw33. Get that correct. It's going to be a turn 2 hero power. Getting the Searing Totem. Snip Snap being looked at. Has a coin, but, you know, it's super early. Does he want to... He probably wants to get some value off that magnetic. Just gonna use his hero power, get himself up to 4 armor. Now Shw33's got to start thinking about when he wants to bring these Murlocs to town. It's just gonna be the Bluegill for now, finishing off that Eternium Rover, sending the Warrior up to 6 armor. Option here for another 2. Thinking about Snip Snap, and he does. He plays Snip Snap early, not gonna be able to use the Echo effect. Instead, just a 2/3. Summon 2 1/1 Microbots on death. Shw33 has the Scargill in hand. We have to make note of that. Also holding on to the Underbelly Angler. If he can just hang on for a few more turns, can really start getting some value with these, but he wants to start ripping it out. Sludge Slurper. Gonna send a Lackey to hand. He picks up the Faceless Lackey that can summon an extra 2-cost minion. He's gonna throw that on down. Maybe... Would have liked to have seen another Murloc come down just to get another random one added to the hand. So, Militia Commander. Gonna get that 5/5 rush out. Can kill off the Underbelly Angler. There it goes. Snip Snap gonna clear off this other guy. And now Shw33 just has this Ancient Watcher that can't attack. He has no form of silence yet in hand. Just holding on to a bunch of Murlocs. Going to play the Murloc Tasty Fin. Clear off Snip Snap. Summon down some Microbots. And this can be a play now for H2O. Holding on to a Warpath. Can get a full board clear, but he'd risk his own minions. Instead, going to play this Omega Devastator early. Probably not too afraid of anything big at the end of the game, since Shw33's only shown Murloc so far. Maybe wouldn't expect to see something... too terrible that would need 10 damage dedicated to it. Here comes the Tidecaller and the Murloc Raider. A second Murloc Raider behind it. And a totem. Is it going to be a taunt? No, it's another Searing Totem. So this is really easy clear for H2O. But here comes Toxfin. I don't know if that's the guy I would have Toxfin. But we do see Warpath in hand, still holding on to it as H2O. He can clear this board completely. But he's thinking about Dinomatic instead. Also going to be good in its own right. There goes 1 Murloc down. Make it 2. Make it 3. And all that stands now is an Ancient Watcher. So pretty far behind now is Shw33. Losing a lot of his Murlocs. Still, of course, has his Scargill. But he uses Underbelly earlier. Here he's just going to echo out 3 Ghostlight Anglers. Going to add 6/6 of total stats to his board in the form of those 3 minions. But we still see the clear on hand. And a Super Collider as well. A few different options to clear this out for H2O. There he goes with the Super Collider. Gets rid of one of them. Makes it 2 with the minion clear. And some armor up, sending him back to 6 armor. And he's looking really good. What a great matchup here for Warrior up against the Murloc. So much clear that he has. We haven't seen too much taunt yet, but the mechs are getting value. You saw the Dinomatic working its way. But Shw33's got all the reload in the world. Going to be 2 Murloc Tidehunters. And a hero power. Still has the Toxfin, but probably wanting to hold on to it this time to ensure he gets some sort of value. Oh, man. Still doesn't have to use his Warpath. He has a clear without it. It looks like that is the route he wants to go. How does he want to do this, though, is the question. I think he hits this Murloc Scout. And that looks like where he wants to go. Or is it? Okay. Oh, it doesn't get to attack because it dies. Right. And he's still got an Omega Devastator, but again, he's going to use it before it can really get any value later on. Is this the turn we see Scargill? We don't know yet. I want to say shout out in chat, C Diddy Big Bird, Arrow of the Storm. Thanks for hanging out today so far. There's the Toxfang going to kill off this Omega Devastator. That other Scout going to finish off the other one. Now Shwee's got a little bit of board position. Still a clear is available. I don't know if this positioning here next to the Ancient Watcher was the correct one. Coin. That was an error, he says. Oh, he was thinking if he got to 10 mana, he could use this Omega Assembly. But that coin doesn't count as a mana crystal? It feels bad. I see what he was trying to do. He has a Super Collider. He just wants to Warpath. Okay. Yeah, gosh, it does feel really bad what happened there, but, you know, hey, it happens. He's going to send out the Eternium Rover just to get a little bit of extra armor there. Yeah, he's going to go a little bit even deeper. And an armor up. Still has the Super Collider, but really no need to use it. Bloodlust. Not really the card you want without a board. And now Shwee running out of time. Can use a hero power. Gotta get a bit of a heal on the Ancient Watcher, but it still can't attack. He still doesn't have any way to taunt it up or make it of any use at all. Omega Assembly finally able to be played, and we see he grabs a Mechanical Whelp and the Boom Reaver, which... that's pretty dirty. All right, this actually could be the play now. Scargill into Underbelly. But he wants to go Underbelly first. It's going to cost him 1 extra mana, but he's going to get 1 extra Murloc. 4 left. Nightmare Amalgam. It's got Echoes now. I think the Echo, you can only get 1. Oh, you can get 3 out because of... but he only has 2 spots. Ugh. Rough spot, Shwee. Rough spot. He's thinking about the War Leader or the Echo. I think the Echo is just the play. Save the War Leader to guarantee something. Okay, the taunt's actually good. The taunt's great. But you still got to play a Ghostlight Angler, I think. He's not going to do it. He wants to keep it for reload, and oh, wow. Is he going to be rewarded for being patient there? Because Brawl just top-decked by H2O. A great spot to use it because his Death Rattle is going to summon out a 7/7 Mechanical Dragon. He's even going to finish off... I don't... okay. He doesn't want to Brawl. He just wants to kill Scargill. Has a Steel Rager to finish off the Underbelly Angler, I'm assuming. Maybe could have Super Collided that one. Either way. I don't know if you're going to get a better spot to use a Brawl. I mean, of course he'll be able to use it now after this Echo reload. Cold Light Seer as well. Going to make it that much more attractive now for H2O to rip out this Brawl. 7 minions on board for Shwee. I don't think he even questioned it. Yeah, there he goes to face and quick Brawl. He's not even... yep, there it is. All right, we'll see who survives. Remember that 7/7 might pop out of the dragon. And it will. It's going to leave up one of these 2/4 Ghostlight Anglers. And there's going to be an Acolyte of Pain on the back end of the play from H2O, sending it back to Shw33. Just grabbed a Cold Light Seer, just saw him play that on the last turn, was hoping for a full board for that Bloodlust, but was not able to keep his board full. So instead going to Hero Power out yet another Taunt, which is fantastic news for him considering the Mechanical Dragon sitting there ready to kill off his Angler. Here's Harrison Jones, no weapon all day for Shw33 yet. And still this Archivist Elysiana in hand for H2O, which he can use right at the end, still 13 cards in hand. But that effectively adds 10 cards at the end of the game back into his hand. Here's going to be the Weapons Project Harrison Jones combo. Going to draw 3 cards, including another Weapons Project, a Militia Commander, and there is Ziliax, which can be paired on top of this Mechanical Dragon for a whole lot of lifesteal, but he doesn't need it. Still 30 health, 23 armor. Murloc Tidecaller, still the Cold Light Seer, the Bloodlust, and the Murloc War Leader. Not too much for Shw33, honestly. It's almost GG from here. I don't see how Shw33 can stabilize. And yeah, there's going to be the concede. Sending H2O now up 2-0. Only deck remaining is his Shaman. What's Shw33 going to do from here? He still has all 3 decks. It's a Shaman, Hunter, and Warlock decision for Shw33. And the only deck remaining for H2O is going to be the Shaman. Here we go into game number 3. H2O up 2-0. And Shw33's going to bring out the Hunter. Oh, Shutterwalk for H2O. I haven't seen a Shutterwalk since last expansion. And up top for Shw33, it looks like a Mech Hunter deck. Galvanizer's in hand. He's got 2 of those. And can get a really big start, but we do see a Doomsayer. We see a Hex as well. Really good response that can come out from H2O in terms of clearing out some of these mechs. Here's going to be a Bomb Toss early, sending out a Goblin Bomb, and maybe more notably, sending out Opportunity for Snip Snap on the next turn. But after Doomsayer comes down, I don't think he's going to bother doing too much. Maybe Galvanizer. But I don't know if he wants to just kill them off. Instead, looks like tracking, probably Hero Power as well. Spider Bomb, Ursatron, Unleash the Hounds. I feel like he needs a Spider Bomb, seeing what's in the hand here. But instead, going for Unleash the Hounds is Shw33. Thinking maybe he's up against Murlocs, but indeed it's not. Looks like an Elemental Shaman deck with the Shutterwalk that got tossed back earlier. We did see. Muck Morpher. Transform into a 4/4 copy of a different minion in your deck. Interesting. Haven't seen that yet. Backing over to H2O after we saw one of these Whirly Gliders played. Muck Morpher being looked at by H2O. Of course, he still has this Harrison Jones. Gonna play it before any weapons are played, potentially, by Shw33. Boommaster Flark now picked up. I think he just got a reduction in cost. Wasn't he 8? Now he's 7? Or was that something else? I could be wrong. Galvanizer is an option here. Instead, Snip Snap. Not gonna echo this again. This is now the second time today we've seen Snip Snap not being echoed. Instead, gonna just use it to get this clear. Harrison Jones still left on board 5/4. Can clear out either one of these minions or go face. We still see the Hex in hand, which might be a decent play here onto this Goblin Bomb. But it's Muck Morpher. See what it gets. It's going to be a Proud Defender. So what effect does this grab? Transform into a 4/4 copy. Okay. And Harrison Jones deciding to send the 5 Damage into face. Arrow saying no, he was 7 mana before. Okay. I wasn't sure if it was him or the other guys. Still one Galvanizer can further reduce the cost of... Or actually, still both of them can reduce the cost of these mechs in the hand. I don't know what more he's waiting on. Ursatron can be picked up here. There's Fireworks Tech. Looks like he wants to activate this Goblin Bomb. And it will give him a clear onto this taunt as well. Summon out some Microbots. Big board here for Shw33. Not a really great clear in hand yet for H2O. Oh, Slexia coming through. We're just playing Hearthstone. I don't even have my alert set up on here. But Slexia with the resub for 2 months. Welcome back. And now 69 bits in chat. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for the support. There's a Doomsayer, the second one from H2O. Got a nice clear on the board, and I don't know if there's a response here outside of Leroy Jenkins to clear up this Doomsayer. But I doubt he wants to do that unless he wants to go Leroy and Unleash the Hounds with the coin. It would be a pretty decent play. I don't know if Shw33 sees it, but I like it. Leroy plus Unleash the Hounds. No, he's going to go with Boommaster Flark instead. All these bombs are about to explode, and I would have rather have seen the Leroy Unleash the Hounds play. But that will send H2O down to 6 health. And with Leroy in hand, it's representing lethal right now for Shw33. Are these old decks? No, this is a current, up-to-date, in fact, there was a patch today, tournament. So these players are using cards from the latest expansion. And we are looking at a game number 4 on the way because in hand is Leroy Jenkins. That's 6 damage. Only 6 health remain for H2O. Game number 3 going over to our Hunter. Shw33 going to put one on the board. It's going to send us to game number 4. Back on over to the webcam scene as our players are selecting their decks here. It's the Shaman and Warlock still remaining for Shw33. Just the Shaman remaining for H2O. Is it going to be a mirror match? Yes, it will be. Shaman versus Shaman here in game number 4. This is the second round in the upper bracket of the ReGen Hearthstone Cup number 1. Both these players with the win in the first round, trying to move on to those upper bracket finals. Sludge Slurper picked up for a early game play for H2O. And indeed, we'll throw it out. Even grabs a Faceless Lackey, which is going to be great here on turn 2. Of course, the overload effect from the Sludge Slurper means he's only going to have 1 mana. But this will be able to throw out 1 extra minion, and it's going to be a 2-cost minion. So this is a 3 mana play on a turn when he only had 1 mana. Good job there by H2O. But we're back on over to Shw33, who has another Murloc Tidehunter here on turn 2. Played one on turn 1 as well. We see Lickum in hand for H2O. Doesn't have any overloaded mana crystals, but will be able to find a board clear here. No value from either of these as my mouse is freaking out. Hello. Hello? You guys seeing this? I'm going to move straight. There we go. He's got 2 of these Soul of the Murlocs in hand right now. But if you can't keep a board, not going to be able to use it. What the hell's going on with my mouse right now? Is there like dirt in the lens? I think that might be the case. A little dust maybe. Let's see if that fixed it. Hello? Mouse? Where are you? There you are. Okay, yeah, it's working now. Another clear. This time with a taunt as well as his menacing Nimbus. Added that random elemental, which I believe is his Thunderhead. Can confirm that here. Yes, it was the Thunderhead. Still holding as well onto Hagatha's Scheme, which will be a very big clear on all of these Murlocs. Setting up a defense. Here's the Ziliax. No mechs currently on board for H2O, so we won't be able to get that out onto a magnetic target, but can play it on its own. Can be used to clear off the Underbelly Angler along with this menacing Nimbus, or the Proud Defender, or Lickum, Searing Totem, and Ziliax. And it looks like that will be the play. The rest of the minions to clear off the Underbelly Angler and his friend Cold Light Seer. Okay. Trying to remember all these names. There's a lot of Murlocs. Some of these have been out for a while, but still don't know them. It's part Murloc and a hero power, but we're not seeing any spells in hand. No hard removal from Shw33. And that's going to really cost him, as now we see Lightning Storm picked up as well. Could possibly even just hero power Lightning Storm here. Doesn't even really need to do anything. He's going to leave up this Nightmare Amalgam. It's interesting. So now there's a clear available. Here's the second of the two Underbelly Anglers. And it's time to start loading up the hand with fish for Shw33. Murloc Raider going to come down. Going to pick up another Grimscale Oracle. Sending that out as well. Scargild now. And this could be a great turn. Has Soul of the Murloc to make sure all these will stick. War Leader in hand. We saw he had a Bloodlust in the last game. Can he draw that again? But he could be representing pretty close to lethal here. There isn't a significant amount of clear coming out from H2O. We see the Lightning Storm. But can he find another bit of damage? Doesn't really need to. He's going to use it now. Can still get some damage on the back end with this Thunderhead. Clear off some of these Murlocs that spawn. And then, of course, has Hagatha's Scheme as well, if he really wants to make him pay. A couple Sparks being spawned. Still has Lickum for another swing. He's got enough for the full clear. And going to get a 4/4 copy of Harrison Jones to add to it. Is this the full clear? Does he want to dedicate 6 damage to killing these Murlocs? Looks like he is going that path. I think this is a smarter thing to do. Bluegill Warrior just grabbed. Of course, we see the Murloc War Leader still in hand as well. A couple Toxfins. Gonna use a Toxfin here. Not a bad idea, seeing these two minions, Harrison and this Thunderhead, both pretty large. Not super large, but medium. And these two minions will be able to clear them off, but Hagatha's Scheme still here for H2O. Feral Spirit now as well, and that's going to be a good enough clear for the Bluegill Warrior if he can play this Overload, spawn out some more Sparks from Thunderhead. And here come those Sparks. Can also use the Hex if he doesn't want to lose a minion to this Poisonous. Does he want to use that Hex? I think instead he's going to sacrifice a wolf. And going to save that Hex for as long as he can. H2O now looking really good. Double Scargill in the hand. Reign of Toads as well. Some big taunts. I think smart play there by Shw33, keeping this Toxfin alive. Still no spells. We haven't seen removal spells. Oh, wow. That second Hagatha is going to be good because now he can be selective with when he wants to use the other one, which is a full board clear. 10 damage to all minions. But this second Hagatha's Scheme next turn will do 2 damage, and most of these Murlocs don't sit too far above that. Here comes the double rush, double health steal from this gigantic walking fountain. Great value there up against what Shw33 threw with those taunts. And another big fat clear. Actually, okay, yeah, Thunderhead will get the clear. Still a couple Scar kills in hand. And it's time to start emptying the wallet for Shw. But he's going to be quickly upset at what comes on the other side if he wants to use his Hagatha's. He's going to use a Hex. Can slap a little bit of damage in, but he did the Hex out of order, unfortunately. Does he even need to Hex? I don't think he wants to. Just play another taunt, and there's the other taunt. Bloodlust. But I think it's too late. It's too late. He can't get to this 4-4 with Wind Fury. That's 8 damage, plus the Harrison Jones, that's 12. The War Leader plus the Bloodlust, not enough mana now. He could have played just the Bloodlust and activated the Healing Totem. But we're doing the math. That's it. H2O is going to be our champion tonight. Going to send himself into the upper bracket finals. Well played, thrown out. Really good playing by H2O. I mean, this guy knocked me out. Sent me to the lower bracket. Now sending Shw as well. GG's. Thank you so much for everyone who stopped in tonight. It took us about 40 minutes to get through. Not too bad. Played 4 games, about 10 minutes each. It's a quick game. It's a fun game. I hope you guys are enjoying the ReGen Hearthstone Cup 1. If you want to follow the action, head on over to the ReGen Discord in #Hearthstone. That's our Hearthstone discussion channel. And pinned there, you'll find our bracket as well as all the players participating in this event. Hope to have more action for you soon. If you're over on YouTube, before you go, make sure you hit that follow and subscribe button. H2O says thanks for casting. I say thanks to you guys for watching. See you guys next time.